So this is our last week of focusing on Barbara Taylor's book, An Altering the World, and the subject is blessings. So that practice of learning to look with compassion on everything that is, and knowing that what is there is good. And one way to do that is just to be in our bodies, right? To move and breathe and be grateful for the ordinariness that is us in the flesh. So I'm going to start by reading this book reading a poem that she has in the beginning of the book, and it's an adaptation of a 2nd century poem by Saint Irenaeus, and the translator is Scott Cairns. It's called Capable Flesh. The tender flesh itself will be found one day, quite surprisingly, to be capable of receiving, and yes, full capable of embracing the searing energies of God. Go figure, fear not. For even at its beginning, the humble clay received God's art, whereby one part became the eye, another the ear, and yet another this impetuous hand. Therefore, the flesh is not to be excluded from the wisdom and the power that now and ever animates all things. His life-giving agency is made perfect, we are told, in weakness, made perfect in the flesh. So today, you're going to want to have some props, blocks, probably a strap, maybe a chair to hold on to, and we are going to start standing. So you could do this spine warming seated in a chair or even sitting, but I'm going to start standing today. So we're just going to practice blessing through the whole time that we're on the mat. So inhale, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe close your eyes, lift your toes, then lay them back down. You could bless the ground underneath you, supporting you. Bless these feet and all the little bones that make walking and standing available. So as your intention, I invite you to use that practice of learning to see all things with compassion. Then on an inhale, take your arms overhead, maybe let the palms meet above you, and then turn the palms out and exhale, bring them back down. And do that one more time, inhaling, palms up, they meet. Just kind of notice what's going on in your spine. Turn down, take a breath. So we are going to do that spinal kind of warming and extension without using our hands. So I'm trying not to involve the hips and the shoulders so much, but really just the natural curves, the lumbar, the thoracic, the cervical. So stand up, really tall in your Tadasana, extending long and nice and neutral. And then on your exhale, just from above the waist, you can maybe even rest your hand on your lumbar spine or your sacrum so that you're not moving your hips. Just pull back, softening into that backward curve, and then come on back to neutral. And then lift and extend forward. So keep your sacrum neutral, maybe raising your gaze, keep the back of your neck long. And come on back to neutral. Do that a couple more times. Just from above the waist. See what happens if you involve your shoulders and maybe your arms. Gets a little deeper. Come on back. Inhaling. Lift your chest. See what happens maybe if you take your elbows back. Tailbone stays neutral. And come on back. Right? And then bring your hands to your shoulders. Right? We're going to twist. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist to one side. Keep the front of your pelvis parallel to the front edge of your mat. Then maybe you want to extend your arms out some. And then come on back to neutral. Do the same. So inhale, extend the spine. And then exhale, twist from above the waist. Hips are still facing forward. Maybe opening up. And exhaling, come on back. And to the side, right? So inhaling, get tall. Exhaling, keep this lifting. You could leave the arms out of it for now. Right? Maybe lift one elbow. Bless this elbow that has the ability. If you extend the arm, you might feel it more. Bless this rib cage that's protecting my lung. And come on back. Inhale, get tall again. Fold to the side the other way. So feeling those abdominals, core muscles getting nice and strong. Maybe this motion reminds you of something else to bless. Bless the moon that comes out at night, that crescent moon. Inhaling, come on back to neutral. So just using your imagination, right? Just noticing with compassion. So we're going to do a little deeper cat-cow now, involving the hips and the shoulders with our hands, right? Just to see how that feels. So hands on the thighs, lift the tailbone, raise the crown of the head, but keep making space, and exhale, hollow out. Inhale, involve the pelvis, and exhale, hollow out. So maybe you liked it better keeping the pelvis neutral. Maybe that was better for your low back. Continue to do that if that worked for you. And then come on back. And right away we're going to go into a tree pose. So lifting one knee, foot on the calf, or maybe above the knee. There's no weight in the knee. So use your drishti, your focal point. Maybe you take your arms up overhead today. Couple of breaths here. Bless the breath that's helping me to balance. And exhaling, gently release. We'll go right to the other side. Bless the challenge of this side. Might feel completely different. Nice, and exhaling, gently release. So come to the top of your mat. We are going to get moving. Do some sun salutations. So inhaling, arms up. Have your props handy. Exhaling, whatever helps. A chair or a block. Hang like a rag doll. Inhale, fingertips under the knees. Half forward fold. Exhaling, take one leg back behind you. Doesn't matter which one. We're just going to do a basic, modified, classical sun salutation. So you're going to relax that back foot. Inhaling into a low lunge. Front knee over the ankle. Arms come up. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Inhale to the top of your push-up, right? Knees or toes, right? Exhaling, chaturanga. Bless these arms that hold my body up. Release those feet, push the feet into that. Inhaling, gentle back bend cobra. Exhaling, forehead to the mat. Let's do that again. Inhaling, gentle cobra. Exhaling, forehead to the mat. Maybe take your hands a little closer to your waist. Squeeze your elbows in as you lift through the top of your push-up plank. And exhale to downward facing dog. Maybe you want to go ahead and walk your dog. And bless the motions that stretch my muscles. Come on back to neutral. Inhaling. That leg that you took back in high lunge, lift it up in the air.
And find your way safely to low lunge on the other side. Float that back knee down. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Curl your back toes under. Lift that back thigh. Inhale all the way to half forward fold. Spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, hang. Then come up with a flat back, soft knees, kicking your arms up overhead. And exhaling your hands to your heart. Right away we'll go again. Inhaling, arms up. Maybe you want a little back bend. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, fingers under the knees, half forward fold. Right, and then exhaling. Bring the other leg back. Float the knee down. Inhaling, arms up, low lunge. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Just keep moving with your breath. Like the ocean waves, bless the ocean waves, inhaling, exhaling down to your mat. 2 cobras, inhaling, gently arch, exhaling, forehead to the mat. And again, inhaling, arch, exhaling, forehead to the mat. Reverse your push-up, inhaling to your plank, exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhaling, leg up in the air. Exhaling, knee to the chest. Last side, right, float that back knee down. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Feel that nice stretch in the hip flexor. Inhaling, lift the back thigh. Exhaling all the way to half forward fold. Let your body hang. Reverse your dive, arms up in the air. And exhale your hands to your heart and take a breath. Nice. So this sun salutation we're going to do, we're going to add an extended side angle. Right. So on an inhale, take your arms up. Root your feet, exhaling, dive forward. Bless these hamstrings, they're getting nice and warm. Inhaling, fingers under the knees. Reach the crown of the head out long. Exhaling, soften your knees. Take your left leg way back in high lunge. Float the heel down and inward. So heel to arch alignment. Stacking the shoulders over the hips. Take a breath here, maybe a little bit of motion. For a moment, maybe pronouncing blessing on the technology that allows us to practice together. And then exhale, take your forearm to your thigh. Sweep your arm up and around. Opening your heart. Breathe into that tight place. Bless the tight places too that challenge us. So make one big circle in the other direction, sweeping your arm around, and then find your high lunge. Lift that back heel. Protect the knee. Come to the top of your push-up plank. Exhaling, chaturanga. Maybe float your knees down. Inhaling, cobra. Maybe you want to come onto the tops of the feet for up dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. And take a breath again. Look at your thumbs. Exhaling, soften your knees. And baby step or one big step or hop yourself to the front of your mat. Exhale everything out here. Maybe holding the backs of your legs somewhere. Take one extra breath here. And then inhaling, half forward fold. Exhaling, hang again. And then reverse your dive. Arms up in the air. And exhale your hands to your heart. And the same thing on the other side. So inhaling, arms up. Soften your knees, exhaling, dive. Bless that plant in front of me. Inhaling, fingers under the knees, half forward fold. Exhaling, soften the knees. Now the right leg goes way back in high lunge, heel to arch alignment. Find your warrior two first.
maybe a little bit of motion. Take a breath. Float your forearm down. Swing that arm up and around. Open up your heart. And then swing the arm the other way. Find your high lunge. We'll finish our flow, top of a push-up plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Curl your toes under, exhaling downward facing dog. Take a breath. Then look at your thumbs. Exhaling. Bring yourself to forward fold. Hold the backs of your legs somewhere and hang there for a couple of breaths. Bless the people that make it possible for me to have the time to practice. Inhaling, half forward fold. Exhaling, hang again. Reverse your dive. Sweep your arms up in the air. And exhale your hands to your heart. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to grab your strap. I'm going to try holding my big toe. All right, so you're going to lift your knee up. Use your drishti. This might be right where you want to stay. But if you want, hold on to that big toe with the same hand, right? Stand up tall and maybe work on extending your leg. It doesn't have to go straight. If you're using a strap, your leg could be way down by the floor. That's okay too. And maybe, whoops, you open up to the side. Bless the strap that's holding your leg. Come on back. And find Tadasana. Bless Tadasana. Whew. Feels good after that. So we'll go right to the other side. Lift the knee. So Barbara Brown Taylor makes a great suggestion to, next time you're sitting in an airport, look at all the people in your departure gate and bless them. They too are going through something. We've got the other leg now. Bless this practice because that's all it is. Come on back to the front if you can. And let it go. Inhaling, take your arms up overhead, find your Tadasana. Let's just fold from side to side a little bit. Coming back to neutral. Good. And release your arms down. Maybe taking a moment to check in and see how your body feels. So we're going to come down to the mat. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Soften your knees. Exhale, gently dive forward. Let your head hang. All right, take one leg way back in high lunge. Doesn't matter which. We're just coming to the floor safely. Float one knee down. Come to all fours. Sit to one side. And we're going to do half-seated fish pose. So it doesn't really matter which side you do first. If it bothers your bottom leg to be curled under, you could stretch it out, right? Either way, we want to try and have both hips level on the ground. All right. So inhale, get really tall. Maybe you want to try doing this without the leverage of your arms. Exhale, twist toward your front leg. So I might only go a couple of inches, but it feels pretty good. Keep standing into that front foot. And if you want to use the leverage in your arms, you could give it a try. Because we can, we're going to go from here to a standing split. But do this safely, right? This might not be for you. We'll try it. So if you release your twist, like I said, standing on that front foot, bring your hands to the outside of your foot so that you can start to stand up, walk your hands back around in front of your toes,
lift that back leg and you're in standing split. It's amazing the ways our bodies can move. Bless the movement. Motion is lotion. So when you're ready, you safely put yourself right back where you were. Half-seated fish. And release. Go ahead and shake those legs out. Remember, it's just a practice, right? So go to the other side. Drop your hips, sit up tall. Maybe finding that twist without using your arms. And then maybe you want to use your arms. So again, not using your arms is just a way to keep from crunching, forcing, squishing, impingement. I want to avoid those things. So if you'd like to try standing on that front foot, right? As I come up, I'm going to walk my hands around and take the opposite leg in the air. You could be using a block if that's helpful, or have your hands on a chair. Couple of breaths. And pull your knee in, use your low belly muscles to protect you. Put that foot down as a lever. Come on, right back to half-seated fish. And exhaling, gently release. So pigeon pose to finish off. You could do this laying on your back, right? You cross one ankle over the other and make a number 4. You want to stay on your legs, bring one knee outside the wrist and rotate that shin forward and walk the other thigh way back. Remember, no pain anywhere. And you want to start by lifting your chest and then extending the spine long, folding over that front leg. Keep your body weight centered, right along the midline, so don't flop over to the right. Your right foot's forward. Just a few breaths here. When you're ready, come on back up. Maybe you're feeling a need for a quad stretch. Maybe you're ready to transition to the other side. So do that safely, right? Maybe it's through down dog or all fours, or if you're on your back, gentle twist from side to side. And side 2, pigeon. So knee outside the wrist. Shift that shin forward, walk the back leg way back. Get long first. And exhaling, fold. Maybe rest your head on a block. Bless the block that supports me. And the people, whoever they were, wherever they are, that made it. Exhale deeply, lengthen the spine. You come up, maybe you want to try that quad stretch. Right. Just a couple of breaths. Gently release. Find your way out of it. Maybe it's one last down dog. And then float your knees down. We'll find our way to our backs for Shavasana, unless there's another pose. that your body might be asking for. I might try Shavasana with a block under my hips today. All right. So right under the sacrum, if you want to try this, you can keep your knees bent, or you could stretch your legs out. Just be mindful of your low back. Let the spine be long. You could rest your hands on your belly. A few more exhales. Every breath, an opportunity to bless. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Nothing to do until you hear my voice again. So bring your awareness back to your body, making some small motions. If your hips are on the block, making sure that you transition safely, just lifting the hips gently, coming back to a neutral spine. This is a great opportunity to bless your practice with compassion for your body, all the things that it's capable of, and even the things that challenge us. So getting moving safely so that you can perhaps roll to one side and stay there, laying on your side, or keeping your eyes closed, pushing yourself up to seated. Going to finish with the poem at the end of the book. It's by Rumi. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So coming to seated, if you haven't already, bringing your hands to your heart center. Inhale deeply. Bless you for taking the time to practice, to make yourself well in body, mind, and spirit so that you can be your best for others. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Namaste.